Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hey, guys, welcome, welcome. Hey, Charity, welcome.
Hey, David.
Welcome, welcome. We'll get started shortly. Hello, Gail. Welcome, Gail. Welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly here. This evening is Q&A. Hey, Bill. Welcome, Bill.
Hey, David.
Welcome. Hey, Kawisi. Welcome. Welcome, Kawisi. Guys, we'll get started shortly.
Evening, David.
This evening we'll be doing Q&A. We'll get started shortly. Hey, Terry. Welcome, Terry. Welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly. Hey, Gerald. Welcome, Gerald. Welcome.
Hey, David.
Hello. Guys, we'll get started shortly. This evening is a Q&A, so we'll go over the different markets. Spend some time on Forex and Bitcoin and the equity markets. But this is your opportunity to ask any questions, guys. Whether it's the markets, our trading systems, or just anything in general. If you're new to us, we do these every evening. Training classes every evening. We'll get started shortly. Hope you guys are holding on to your dollar positions. They're really starting to pay off. All right. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. All right. Let me share my trading screen here. All righty. Okay, so you guys should see my screen. All right. So as you know, this is our Q&A. So this is your time. We will go through the different markets. We'll do an update on things, but I want to start up any questions you guys might have. Any questions out there? Hey, Corey, welcome. Anything, any symbols you guys want to take a look at? Anything you want to talk about as we open up this evening? Anything at all? Anyone? All right, so just stop me. All right, if you guys there are some items we want to touch on. All right, and we will spend some time on Forex, but just stop me if you guys have any questions at any time. All right. I want you guys to take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trying to get again below 20,000. All right, so just keep that in mind. We shouldn't be trading Bitcoin at all, right? Our target is still 10,000. Hey, Rose, welcome, Rose, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good, welcome.
Thank you.
So our target on Bitcoin is still 10,000, which is where we'll find pretty good support. All right, and this shouldn't be a surprise for us, right? We've been watching these levels for a while, so nothing has changed, right? So nothing has changed on Bitcoin. We just need to break right here. It's consolidating a bit here at 20,000. So we just need that to break and get us another leg down. All right, so that's what we're waiting for. If buying comes in, we'll see that, right? We'll see that on the price chart, but 10,000 is still in play. And then after that, if we can get to 10,000, then 4,000 will be the next big support area. All right, so just keep that in mind. All right, and I we go through this a lot, right? But it's important that we don't forget where we are as traders. Sometimes it's if we don't go through this stuff, we lost where we are, right? So we always want to keep things in front of us. If you guys notice, I'll go through basically the same thing over and over, right? We have all the different charts on, right? Several screens so that we don't miss any opportunities that that might be out there. All right. On the daily time frame, same thing. So let's put it on a daily time frame. All right, so daily time frame, we've been looking at this redistribution down there, clearly marked down phase, sell short signals. So we're looking at redistribution right here. All right, if we can break through this support right here during the markdown phase, right, we can get some more selling. I think around 15,000 would be the next short-term support, around 15 on the way to 10,000. All right. Anything can happen, but based on the price action, that's what's happening here. All right. Any questions on this? Any questions at all? Hey, Taj. Hey, Peter. Welcome. Any questions on this? Hey, Gerald. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Equity markets. We saw some buying last week in the equity markets. Looks like the selling might have returned. Okay, so we've put things back on the daily time frame for the indexes, so that we want to get a close. We had it on the weekly. time frame. It's back on the daily. We need, we need a clearer picture on the equity markets, just in case things turn around. So we've got it back on the daily. We got some selling that came in today, not a lot, but that's not that we were hoping to see buying come in, right, and push, right, price higher, but we got some sellers that came in today. All right, so on these pullbacks, if you guys look here, right here, right here, right here, right here, all right, and now right here, every time we get a red candle, we see sellers, we see follow through with sellers. Red candles follow through with sellers, red candle follow through with sellers, red candle follow through with sellers. So we've got a red candle right here. So clearly in the markdown phase, right? So be careful. If you're doing puts, if you're looking to do puts, this might be an opportunity right here, all right, to look at puts. We were in calls, right, for sniper, and we got slammed a little bit, right? Market opened down. So calls, be very careful. Be very careful with calls. Puts, if you guys are looking for puts, you can start, I wouldn't get too aggressive, but you could start looking at puts. All right. We've seen the same thing on, this was the Dow, same thing. And guys, interrupt me if you have any questions. This is your time. All right. This is Q&A. All right. So stop me at any time. All right. Same thing here. This is on the S&P. So sellers are coming in here. So we'll keep a close eye on this. S&P, same thing with the S&P. All right, S&P, same thing. Sellers are coming in. And the Russell, same thing with the Russell. So it's consistent. All right, same thing here with the Russell. I know if you guys are doing any healthcare, I know healthcare, biotech is trying to make a move up. All right. If you're in any of those positions, just pay close attention. All right. So if they give a sell signal, you start to see red candles come in on your chart. All right. Close those positions. All right. On the VIX, so you guys know the VIX volatility index is how we track the markets, right? The equity markets on whether the volatility is low and volatility is high. We're somewhere in the middle right now. It's at 26. All right. It's trying to make its way down. All right. So just be careful. Just be careful with equities. All right. Any questions on equities right now? Any questions? Peter, go ahead, Peter. Peter, you had a question? Peter? All right. Just interrupt me, Peter, if you have any.
A question. I just
Okay.
plugged in my mic.
Okay. Okay.
Can you look at the bond future for Treasury bond?
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, we
made a strong move up today, and the dollar. Yeah, the ZB.
Which one is it?
ZB.
ZB. Okay. ZB. All right.
I just want to see what your chart says. ZB.
All right.
I was going long on.
ZB. Peter, it's ZB. That's not coming up for me.
Do ZB1.
ZB1 at ZB1. All right, that's not coming up. And so what is it
30,
5, 10, 30 or what?
30-year Treasury bond.
It's a 30-year. All right, that's why. Okay, we don't have the 30. Perhaps we can see the bonds. Let's see here.
Do a 10 years fine.
10-year. Okay, here's
On
a
the-
10. Here's the 10-year right here
On the hourly chart.
on the hourly. Okay. 60-minute. All right.
Yeah, that's about the same.
It's same. Okay. And you're looking to go long, right?
Yeah, I went long at 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock.
So
Okay.
I noticed the bond went up and the dollar went up. And because of that, I got out of my biotech stocks.
Yeah. Watch those biotech. We could make another leg down in the markets. And you guys know, we're still in the markdown phase, right? So that's what happens, right? Right, you get a bear market rally, and then selling comes back in.
So no buy signal on the
No buy signal yet, Peter. You've got pretty good resistance right here. I don't know what the price is on the 30, but this chart looks, you said, very similar to your chart.
Yeah, it looks similar. It made a strong move up and then the consolidated.
Okay, so I would, yeah, if you can, you'll get a buy signal soon, right? You'll get a buy signal soon. We've got resistance here, right over here a bit. So yeah, that should come soon. Let's see on the 30. 30 might give you a buy. So here's the buy signal here on the 30 here. All right. And you traded it in the futures, right? Futures market.
Yep, correct.
Okay. So yeah, that buy, if you're going to trade it on the 60-minute, that should come in soon. That should come in soon. All right. But that 30-minute, good entry on that 30. Good entry on that 30. All right. Was that it, Peter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to double check whether I should be out of my stocks going long.
Yeah, I wouldn't say be totally out, but I would watch every, you would have to watch your individual stocks. All right. Because if we look here, biotech, so we got biotech, utilities, consumer staples, healthcare, those are all up right now, and those could be a flight to safety, right? So we could see the market move lower and this sector here move higher. All right, so I wouldn't just get out of positions, just watch each, trade each individual position and watch what they're doing. All right, so I wouldn't just sell everything, just watch, trade each one individually. Okay, and that's for everyone. So if you guys are in Stock Boss, if you're using Stock Boss Bullmaster, if you're in any, I know Charity, you had some great picks last week on some biotech, healthcare biotech stocks. So watch those, right? Watch those closely. All right. Let's take a look at Monster Scalper, right? I know several of you guys are in Forex, and you guys are trading the dollar. All right. Good job, really good job. Those of you who stayed with the trade. All right. It's a great rotation. We've been watching this rotation. We've been watching the dollar, and it's starting to pay off, right? And what I would like for you guys to learn from this, it's really good to see all our traders. I think every single one of our traders, if they're in Forex, you guys are in the dollar. All right, and that's great to see. All right, so we always want to be on the right side of the trade, and I want you guys to, we're here to learn, but we're also here to make money, right? And I want you guys, once you catch a few of these rotations, I've been doing this for a long time, right? So I know how this thing works, right? It's not perfect, right? But I have a good idea of how it works. So when we catch these rotations, it's really, really nice, right? And we can do this quite a bit in Forex. We just have to watch our timing. So stop me, please stop me if you guys have any questions. We're going to spend the rest of the evening here. All right, this is where all the action is right now in Forex. All right, so we're going to spend some time here. All right, on the monthly time frame, I want you guys to pay attention to this. Right, we've been talking about this, right? That breakout. We've caught. I think this is our third rotation in the dollar pairs. All right, the third rotation, if not the fourth rotation. All right, we basically started all the way down here and we've been trading it all the way up. We haven't missed our rotation. All right, we haven't missed our rotation as far as calling the rotations with the dollar pairs. We've missed other rotations, right? We missed a small Swiss rotation, but we've caught this rotation. And we've talked about, and you know, the reason why we go through this is so that for the next time, right? Right, we know what we're doing. So here was the break of this resistance here on the dollar index in 2014, and we had a big push higher. Every candle here is a month's worth of data. Big push, right? All the way to here. That's every single month straight up, all right? For a really good trade, all right? Now we talked about the same thing is setting up here, right? Resistance here, just like here, all right? Failed, and guess what? We broke out here. All right, and we've gotten big candles coming in. We've been talking about this. Whenever we break resistance, we've got, you know, we have big buyers will come in if it's a big resistance like this. All right, so you guys really want to hold your dollar positions, really. We are hoping that we get some follow through, right? We hold this month, next month, and we might get a bit of a pullback, all right? But what we're hoping is that these candles really hold month after month. There's no guarantee, but we'll stick with it, all right? So month after month, and this is relatively early. We would like to see the candles close at a high, right? And then continue to move higher. You know, you could have some pullbacks, all right, but that's the goal, all right. Any questions on this, on the monthly time frame? Any questions here as I go through this? Okay, all right. On the weekly time frame, we're seeing really good price action. You guys, for our monster scalper traders in particular, all right. Our Forex traders, we should not be in any other pair except the dollar pair. I think it was Corey. Corey, you closed your Aussie Swiss trade, I think. Aussie Swiss, good job getting out of that, focusing on the dollar. All right, that's where we want to focus and build positions. Still trade lightly for new traders, right? Experienced traders, this is your time, right? Experienced traders, this is your time to make money here, all right? New traders, just take it slow a bit. Don't get aggressive with adding your positions, all right? Don't get too aggressive, all right? On the weekly time frame, we're breaking nice resistance here. Look here, nice resistance. Right, so we've gotten above that resistance line. Here is support down here. All right, here was the buy signal down here. This is the dollar index now. All right, nice markup phrase. Look at that, all green candles, right? Broke resistance, really nicely, right? We all the way up here. All right. So clear break. We would like to see that as the price moves higher, right? This right here, this price action will come down, and this this consolidation right here will be in our rearview mirror. All right, is what we're hoping, that we just really move higher. All right. On the daily time frame, all right, this is really good, right? Really good for the dollar on the daily time frame. Look what we've got here on the daily time frame. This is the, hey Zaire, welcome. All right, hello. This is the index now, right? The dollar index. Here was our buy signal. We got a nice pullback to the moving average. I love trades like this. Peter, this is your cup and handle right here, right? Broke resistance, big candle. All right, we're moving higher. It's closed right at the top here. That's what we want. All right, so if we get another move like this right here, right, that's a lot of pips. A lot of pips. All right, so nice price action, nice green candles, right? Nice green candles. We're moving higher. All right. On the 240, so it's consistent, guys. Monthly, weekly, daily. And now let's take a look at the 240. All right. So we're following the trend. Look at that. All right. Let's remove this. All right. On the 240. Right, here was our buy signal here, broke resistance, right? Pretty good resistance. Clearly in the markup phase is on the 240 green candles. All right, yellow support and resistance, no sellers. There are no sellers around. All right, so that's very encouraging. All right, so if you guys, those of you who are trading the dollar pairs, just hold on, right? Just hold on, right? Right. Don't panic, just hold on, right? We could still get some pullbacks, all right? But just hold on, right? Just hold on. Any questions on the index? Any questions on the index the dollar index as we move along? I want to talk about, go ahead.
Well, actually, this isn't, it's not in reference to the dollar index, but just it's more of a general question for just the master scalper.
Okay.
Like say, for instance, if I'm looking at the 240, I've seen some instances where the candles will fall below the previous buy signal.
Mm-hmm.
Before it even signals, before it even gives off a white candle or a red candle or even a sell signal. So like, is there a reason that it's triggering so late?
Do you have a pair, Corey, in particular we can take a look at?
It was the Aussie switch that I dumped this morning.
Oh, okay.
Like I was lucky to be, well, fortunate to be looking at the 30-minute when it happened, because I noticed that all the movement in the 30-minute, and I was like, okay, this is probably going to go all the way to the bottom. And I know you said not to look at the 30-minute, but this was like one of those special cases where my instincts were correct on it. Okay. And but I noticed that if I'd have just kept looking at it on the 240, I'd have been too late. I probably would have I wouldn't have been able to stop the bleeding. It would have got a lot worse before I decided to get out, had I been just, depending on the 240. So, I was just curious about why it was taking so long to give a white candle. I know it's a loaded question. If you need to take some time to get back to me on that, then that's fine.
No, we'll do it here. Good question though. And thanks, Corey. I love new traders, right? This is how we learn, right? So I'm going to, and anyone here, if you guys can help Corey out, right? I'm going to go through the Aussie pairs, right? I'm going to go through the Aussie pairs and just tell me what you guys see, right? So he was long it, and then we'll go through, Corey will go through the candles, right? What to look for with the candles. But I want you guys, let's just go through and look at the Aussie pairs, because we don't trade in isolation, right? We don't just trade one particular pair, we trade in that group, right? And we want to find where capital is flowing. And this is a good example, right? We want to figure out, okay, isolate exactly where capital is going, and then we want to get on that trade, right? So let's take a look here. This is Aussie dollar. All right, so Aussie dollar, right? Aussie dollar. Aussie New Zealand, look at the chart in front of you, right? Aussie New Zealand. Aussie Swiss, this is his trade right here. Aussie Swiss, and now Aussie CAD. So is there a theme to this? I'm just trying to, because he was in this long Aussie Swiss, but looking at the Swiss pairs right here, right? What can you guys tell Corey about his trade? Can you guys tell? Is there anything about Corey's trade that you guys can help him with? This is how we learn.
Well, it looked like the Aussie CAD was in a markdown, just looking at this screen, and then buyers came in to give almost what looks like a consolidation markup, but in reality, that was just a redistribution, and it continued to mark down the way I'm looking at it.
Okay, okay. Thanks, Gerald. Very good. All right. Anyone else? All right. So that's Aussie CAD. How about Aussie dollar?
Lower lows, lower highs.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. A lot of these were in the markdown phase, but buyers did come in to give that illusion of a markup. So, but it really just sputtered out. It went back down to that markdown phase, just almost like a redistribution.
What if we did this? What if we did this? Look at this. What if we did this? So here's our short side. Okay, so let's take a look at Aussie CAD.
Yeah, if you was in an Aussie CAD, of course you got that get out signal from that white candle, but that's where those buyers came back in. But you're going to probably get another sell signal on this real soon. As soon as it break that support, is in that support right at the bottom there. Look like it's testing it, and you can see right there, David, it tested the previous support, and then as when buyers came back in and pushed the price higher. But look, it's right back testing that same support again. So it may either break it or buyers could come back in.
Okay, very good. Do we have a buy signal on the, do we have a buy signal on the 240? Do we have a buy signal on the 240? Anyone? On Aussie CAD? Well, the answer is no.
No.
Right? No buy signal. We don't have a sell short signal, right? So we really shouldn't be in Aussie CAD, either short on the, this is on the 240 now. It's on the 240. So either long or short, we shouldn't be here on Aussie CAD. Aussie dollar, it's got a short signal. All right. So if understand, if we have a short signal on the short side, we definitely will not have a long signal on the long side. So here is our short signal here on the 240 Aussie dollar. On the long side, we don't have a long signal at all. Markdown phase clearly. So now we have two out of the 4 Aussie pairs that are clearly in the markdown phase, no buy signals. Aussie, New Zealand, right? What can you guys tell me about this chart right here?
There are no good trades on this chart at all.
Yeah, that chart's a mess.
That's a mess, right? All right, that's a mess. So that's the long side. Let's take a look at the short side. All right, that doesn't look any better. All right.
David, would you consider that chart to be something good to trade on a 30-minute time frame?
Possibly, if you didn't have anything else.
If you had nothing else to do for the day?
If you had nothing else to do, not just for the day, for the week. All right. All right, so there's absolutely nothing here. Yes, you could you trade this? Yes, you could. So Bill, yes, you could put a resistance here, right? I mean, support here, right? And you could wait, try to see if it could get to support down here on a small, and keep this up, and then on a smaller time frame, right? Look for, look for the price to get, if the price gets here, then look for buyers to come in on a smaller time frame to enter down here. So you would enter, so you got pretty good support here, right? Support here, support here, support here. If you didn't short it here, right, then you could wait, all right, to go long. But this is a very hard trade. All right, this is a very hard trade. And Corey's new, so I want him to see and hear from you guys, right? This is how we all learn, all right, even for our experienced traders. All right, so so we know that the dollar markdown phase, the Aussie dollar, Aussie New Zealand, we see what it's doing here. Aussie CAD, look here. All right. And now let's go to Corey's trade, Aussie Swiss. All right. So guess what? This looks, although we got a buy signal here, this looks like it's clearly in the markdown phase. So the chance of this trade doing well, could it do well? Absolutely. But the chances of it doing well is reduced, because guess what? The other pairs are not trending up nicely in that markup phase. All right, so we want to be very careful, all right, when we want to be in those rotations, right? And we don't want to be, because not just the loss, right, that you could perhaps lose here with the trade, but the focus, right? And I'm glad you closed this trade and now you focused on the dollar pairs, all right? Because if we're focusing on pairs that we shouldn't be in, that's going to take away our focus, all right? So Corey, I don't like, you can do the 30-minute, all right? But try to stay with, try to stay with, especially being new, stay with the 240. All right, there are 2 areas to exit the trade. All right, there are 2 areas to exit the trade. I prefer the red, when we get red candles come in, we get a white arrow, all right, and we close the trade. All right, preferably we use the system, right? That's the exit, right? Sticking to the time frame. So we bought here, closed here, sellers came in. All right. The other exit that you guys can do, I'm not crazy about this exit, but I understand we want to protect capital. All right. The only other exit that I would say, all right, is on a red candle, right? on a red candle right here, you can get out. All right, so you bought here, you got in here on the buy signal, right? It pulled back, right? Pull back, right? Get a red candle right here. That's your exit, all right? It's still holding support here, you know, but guess what? You've got sellers coming in, right? Sellers can start doing this. It will give you a red, an exit signal somewhere down in this area here. Now to your question, why didn't it give a sell signal? All right. Now, it's not exact. It's not exact, but there are areas where it gives a sell signal. When does the system give a sell signal, guys? Anyone? When does the system give a sell signal, an exit signal to get out?
At the break of support.
On the break of support. Very good, Gerald. On a break of support.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So your support is, you've got two areas of support. Right here, you've got pretty good support right here, support right here, support right here. So if you look here, the price held support. All right, so that candle, that red candle came, and that's a scary, I'm sure you were panicking, right? Well, you know, that it is really coming down. Those red candles can be scary, right?
Well, the candles actually switched up on the 240. Like it was like a big long white candle at first, and it was headed well for the support, and then I guess it broke up. I guess it broke up later on in the day into the white candle and the red candle that we see now. But before that, it was like a long white candle.
Yeah.
And I was watching it. I was hawking it super close. And I had to watch it so close. I had to watch it on the 30 minutes. So
yeah. Yeah, try not to watch it on the 30. Try to stick to the 240. But here you've got pretty good support, and it held support. Now, if it had broken, if it had closed, and we'll talk about if the candle had closed right below support here, you probably would have gotten a red a sell signal to get out. All right, previous resistance becomes support. Now, it doesn't always happen there. If it's weak support there, the support there isn't very strong. All right, it might come all the way down here. All right, so let's take a look here. And I'm glad we're going through this because this is really good. We're having more traders ask about this. So buy signal here, break up this resistance right here. Support is right here, previous resistance. All right, so it held support here. Had it broken support, you could have gotten a sell signal here to get out. The other area, because we got two support areas, right? The other big support area is down here. All right, if it breaks this support, this is support right here. If it breaks this, you could get a sell signal down here. All right, so you got two areas where you could get a sell signal to exit this white arrow right here. All right, the reason we say, you know, you can get out on a red candle, okay, is that it would minimize your loss. So if sellers come in, right, we don't get a sell signal here at this support because it's weak, the support is not very strong, right? That price action could come, the sellers can bring the price all the way down here. All right, so you would save by getting out here, you know, you would save some pips, right? Rather than waiting for the sell signal to get out here. All right, once it breaks that support, then guess what? This is a hard, think of this as, so and I know we don't spend a lot of time on this, but usually there's about two areas where we can get a sell signal, okay, to get out. All right, so
hey David, does it matter where you okay, so if you get in at the entry point on this pair right here, if you get in at the buy signal, it's easier to wait for that white candle, red candle, and that exit signal. What if you got in, let's say 4 candles away? Let's say you got in there, and that support where the system is going to draw that exit signal is going to be a little different for that trader because their entry points are not in sync with the system's entry point.
Yeah.
So the support, although the support is going to be the same, it's just the amount of pips that you may lose are not going to be the same.
Yeah.
That was actually my situation.
Yeah, and I think
Thanks
that's
for
where
bringing
you
that
are.
up,
Yeah,
Gerald.
yeah, you
Like,
are,
cause I didn't get in right on the buy signal.
Right.
I had to analyze that for a few pips later, and you know, that was when everything in the Aussie pairs were blue. So,
And Corey, I do that a lot, man. If for any reason you got to get in at the buy signal, you have to. But if for any reason you wake up and you found that you missed it by 2 opening time frames, you have to calculate that risk and determine if you're going to follow the system to the fullest, because that white candle and that red candle could be well below that buy or that moving average. So you have to regulate your your risk to determine how much you want to risk on that.
yeah, it is a hard lesson because I actually lost on that trade, but I didn't lose as much as I could have. So I'm fortunate for that.
All right. Okay, so many lessons here, right? So getting in on that break of resistance really right at that buy signal, right? And we have plenty of time. It's a forward time frame. So if we're watching our systems, if we're paying attention, all right, we shouldn't miss it by 8 hours a day. All right. The red, just know that when you guys get a red candle, that's your first opportunity to sell. Now, Corey mentioned that it was white and then it went red. All right. So let's talk about that because that's important. But the bottom line here, Corey, the bottom line is this, right? And you'll get this, right? So don't feel any way funny about this, right? You're in the wrong group. I think that's the biggest lesson, right? That you're in the wrong pair. You're in the wrong pair, you're in the wrong group. You're totally outside of where you should be trading. All right, so take that as this right here, this doesn't matter, right? This doesn't, it's important, but the bigger lesson is that you're not in, you shouldn't be trading this. This is not tradable, right? Especially not long, perhaps short, right? Short, but definitely not long. All right, so that's the first, and it's good that you're learning these lessons quick, right? Early, quick, get them out of the way, so we can clean things up, right? So we shouldn't be here, we should be in the dollar. It doesn't matter how much we want the Aussie Swiss to go up, right? There's a lot of pressure for it to go down, right? So it doesn't matter how much we want it to go up. There's a lot of pressure for that pair to go down. Look at this. All right. Look at Aussie CAD, right? You have all of this. This is behind you, right? We looked at the dollar group and you notice, right? The dollar index, right? On the monthly, weekly, daily, 240, all moving up, right? This here, all these pairs, they're moving down. So it doesn't matter what you do, right? Could your trade, could it have been a success? Yeah, but I call that a bit risky. That's gambling, right? That's gambling. All right, so good lesson, good lesson. I want to take, and thanks for sharing, Corey. I want to take a look at this trade here, which was Collis's trade, and Collis was on the call last night. All right, Guys, I'm getting some background noise. Help me, please. All right, so this was Collis's trade. All right.
That's $700.
This is in the middle of the summer, everybody's moving.
All right. All right. So this was Collis's trade. And Corey, very similar, right? The pullback, very similar to your pullback. All right. But look at what's setting up here. So this is a dollar USD MXN, right? So we've got lower, higher lows right here. Here is resistance right here. Hold on. So we'll look at the difference now with this trade. Look at the difference now. Now we know anything can happen, but look at the difference here, right? All right, so this was her pullback, right? So, and just like you, right, this candle here was red. So it went from white to red, and she did contact me and she said, David, what should I do? Right? It's red. and I told her, I said, wait, right? Wait until it closes. If it closes red, get out. All right. But if it closes white, stay in the trade.
David, what if she had a white candle in front of that and it stayed white and then it started out, the next candle started red? Is that the time to exit or hold on till that closes?
Okay, so if this candle here closed white like it did here, Bill, and then the next candle closed red.
It starts red and it starts to drop red. Do we have to wait for that candle to close?
Yeah, always wait. Yeah, always wait for the candle to close.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know it's hard.
Yeah, especially when they go down so far.
Yeah, you know, it's hard.
Man, one of the things I had to learn in my short period of trading is you got to catch those buy signals at the buy. You have to almost anticipate them, because you can ride this stuff out and it won't hurt you if you don't come in so late.
Well, even if you do that, so let's say, for instance, here's this buy signal here. This is a perfect buy signal, break of this resistance right here. We got pretty good resistance, but then look at this here. Here's some sellers that came in, white candle, and look at the follow-up candle, came all the way down here, buy signal here. So even if the buy signal is perfect, you're right, you know, it's still, I mean, it messes with you, right? I mean, there's nothing we can do about this, right? There's nothing. It's just, it's gonna bother you, right? That's why I say try not to look at your P&L, but it's hard not to look at your P&L, you know? So yeah, Gerald, even if we get a perfect buy signal, I would consider this a perfect buy signal, but then look at that right after, all right, it pull back, and then look here, all right? And that's why, you know, I'm telling traders now, right? I'm telling you guys, wait, trade candle by candle by candle, all right? Trade candle by candle by candle, all right?
David?
Here's Aya.
Hey, can I say something?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, you know, my sister today, she was asking me, how is the software doing, right? And this was my response to her. I said to her, well, the software is good, but my recommendation to her would to come to you first and learn the process instead of relying on the software. So a lot of new traders, and I remember you said that to me when I met you also, is follow your guide first. Then as you learn, then you can go on your own. So I think us as new traders, I mean, I'm kind of experienced, but not much, is to learn the process first and not just relying on the software by itself. that make any sense.
Yeah. You know, when we do, the reason why we started doing the one-on-one coaching is because the one-on-one coaching, along with the books that we provide, right? Trading in the zone, trend following, is that there is a mechanical process to what we do. There is a systematic process to what we do, but there's also there's a mindset, there's a game here, right? And you know, yes, brokers could be running stops to get you out of the trade. All right, they could have done that here, they could have done that here. All right. But I think the most important thing, and all of that, I call that noise, right? I don't blame the broker anymore. I used to, right? I used to pray, you know, really literally get down on my knees and pray, you know, that the trade would come back. You know, the stuff that I've done and the stuff that you guys have done, it's crazy, right? Once we realize that no one is against us, right? The trade is not against us. Then it kind of frees us up. All right. There is the thing that I know is this, right? If we have, and Brian talked about it, right? Where we have everything lining up. There's no guarantee, right? But if we have everything lining up, right, especially with Forex, but with the other markets too, right? If we have the indexes running up, the sectors running, it just makes life easier, right? It makes trading a lot easier and a lot more fun, and you know, we'll end up making some money, right? But try to do candle by candle, right? If you get a sell signal, get out. A red candle, get out. All right. Collis didn't get out here, right? She held, she waited, and look what happened, right? Look what happened, right? It pulled back. Guess what? She stayed in the trade, and now it's moving higher. All right. We just want to follow a process, all right? A process that works, all right? Look here. We know we're going down. We know we're going up, right? We know we've got resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, right? Now, look here. If she had gotten out of that trade, boy, she would not have been happy, right? And she probably would have been up here now trying to chase it. Right, and we do that stuff. We do all of that stuff. Hey, go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, maybe this kind of discussion, discussing support and resistance, would help people understand the pullback. You have to understand. You have to ask yourself, why does the price move up? Why does the price move up, and why does the price move down? The price move up because there's aggression by buyers. Where are the buyers are? The buyers is at the bottom of that yellow bracket. So when the white candle comes down to that bottom of the yellow bracket, there's a bunch of buyers there. And the buyers will push that price up by aggression. And at the top of the bracket, there's sellers. Sellers are at the top. So it's always a battle between buyers and sellers. Why does the price go down? Because of the aggression of the sellers. So maybe support or resistance will help people understand what exactly happens at support and resistance.
So here, Peter, here prices, here was the high, and we can see that. We can see that perhaps in RSI too. But there's so many things we can look at, right? If you guys if you're able to just do this, look at this here. If we remove everything here, and
David,
I know,
hey David, when you mentioned now that you mentioned RSI, is there a way to view the RSI from this this screen, or do I have to go to another? Do I have to select another view in order to get that? Because I was actually trying to pull that up
All right.
earlier and couldn't find it.
Yeah. Yeah, we can, I'll show you how to add it here. But even with that, you don't really need RSI.
I do need to understand it though, because
Yeah.
you mentioned it in one of our coaching sessions. I just want to get the basics.
Yeah. I'll show you how to pull up RSI. But if you guys look here, that's why I liked Carlos's call last night. She just followed the process. Sometimes it's just about keeping it simple, right? All right. And Gerald mentioned getting close to the buy signal. Look at this here. Nothing fancy. Just follow me for a second. Nothing fancy. Simple support and resistance. Color-coded, right? Color-coded candles, moving average, simple moving average. Price broke resistance right here. Here's your accumulation right here. No buy signals, no buy signals. Price broke resistance, we got a buy signal here. We are never gonna get the bottom, you guys know that. We're never gonna get the very bottom, getting at the very bottom, because we need the price to break resistance. Okay, here, price made a high, right? This is accumulation markup phase. Price made a high. We know we're never going to get out at the very top. All right. We're going to get out when the price breaks support. We're never going to get the very bottom, and we're never going to get the very top. Forget about it. You're not going to get it. Just forget about it. Price broke support here. We got a sell signal here to get out. Sellers are now in markdown phase. Distribution. We bought here. We sold here. Did we make money? Yes. We're not going to get the very bottom. We're not going to get the very top. Forget about it. You're not going to get it. Next trade. All right. We waited. All right. Accumulation. Buyers came in. Price broke resistance. We got a buy signal here. We're in the markup phase. All right. No buy, no sell signals. There's nothing to do. This was a profitable trade. Currently, this is a very profitable trade. I have to go through. I've been doing this for a long time. We've had the systems for 12 years now. Traders always fight me on this. And I've tried everything continuously to get traders to do this. That's why you know, we didn't always have the green candles. We didn't always have the red candles. We didn't always have the white candles. But we have to put that in there so that traders can actually see, so that you guys can actually see the candles, because it's hard to just rely on this. But this, this is where it is right here. If you guys look here, this is it. This is it. This is it. No RSI, none of this. It works. Break of support, got out here. Break of resistance, get in here. I mean, these are perfect trades. Held here, right? Held on the pullback here, held on the pullback here, continuing to move higher. Yeah, we'll continue to, you know, we'll continue to do this. We can play this game all, you know, all year long. I've been doing it for a long time, right? Trying to
Hey,
get.
David, you got time to talk about what the yen pairs are doing, or is that no, not really?
If you guys look here, right? If you guys look here, let's see here, right? Look here, which is this pair here, USD PNL. That was the top trending pair. Now EUR SGD took over, right? But look at we want to stay focused, right? We can't trade everything. We can't look at everything, guys. This is our biggest opportunity right here, the dollar pairs. All right, and we've seen the dollar pairs move up the ranks. We started this, right? We started this when the dollar pairs were down in here, right? Now USD PLN is right up here. Look at dollar Swiss. Some of you are in dollar Swiss, right? Right now it's number 5 right here. Look at that. Why would we look at anything else?
Well, because a lot of these positions have already been set. I can't get into any more dollar pairs outside of the 4 that I'm in, and I scale up when I scale up, and
then that's enough. Then that's enough.
And I don't look to get into any other trades. I just like to know the market, and that's typically the reason I ask that question. Isn't to get into a trade, but just to be a good trader in general.
Yeah,
just understanding this market.
Yeah, but there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So what we want to do, and that's very good. All right. If you guys notice that I would stay pretty focused, and I want you guys to stay pretty focused, right? Because at the end of the day, this is about making money, right? This is about making money. So can we find opportunities in the yen pairs? Absolutely. I haven't looked at them. I see they're moving higher, right? But the bigger opportunity here, and it's all about focus, right? And this is why, right, Corey contacted me and said, David, I'm just going to close my trade. I'm going to focus on close that Aussie Swiss trade, right? And I know we want to learn, and it's good. We can look at stuff for entertainment, but as far as trading, right? The focus should be here. The focus should be right here, right? Who is in dollar Swiss? Who is in dollar Swiss? And we're gonna go probably another 5-10 minutes max here.
I am.
I am.
Yeah, I have two positions open on it.
Okay, so
Should
Gerald,
be
So
good.
do I.
Yeah.
I just scaled
Corey.
up my position today.
all right. Bill, you're in it.
Yep.
Right, you're in it. Okay. Anyone else in dollar Swiss? Anyone else in dollar Swiss?
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in it, David.
Zaire. Okay, good. Zaire is in it. Okay. We should be so busy with this trade, right? And especially those of you who've been trading with us for a while, right? This one trade right here should be more than enough to keep us so occupied. All right. Every trade, if you guys listen to Peter isn't all over the place. And Peter's been doing this for a while. Even Zaire, right? They're not all over the place. They're pretty fixed, right? Peter's watching bonds. Peter is doesn't even really trade Forex. So, and he's been doing this for a long time. Zaire, long time, right? Follow what they're doing, right? Follow what they're doing. You can take, guys, those of you who have the systems, which I think a lot of you do, most of you guys have the systems here. Go read the book. You should have the book Trend Following. We don't need a lot of trades. One good trade, guys, can make one good trade, one good trend, right? Trend following, right? Could make our month. Could possibly make our quarter, could possibly make our year. if the dollar really breaks out, right, and we trade this properly, right, just that dollar trade could make our year, right? Could make your year, could make your quarter. All right. The worst thing for a trader is for a move to happen. That's why we have all of this here, right? We don't want to miss the move. The worst thing for a trader is for a move to happen and you're on the sideline, all right, or you in the trade and you didn't capitalize on it. All right, that's the worst thing for a trader. All right, we have a lot of pairs. We have over 58 pairs, right? We have a lot of pairs, right? Right here, right now is our biggest opportunity. Right now, could it change? Yes. This dollar Swiss trade alone, right? If it's managed properly, if it gets to, right? Those of you in it, right? If it gets up to here, you've done really well, right? Your focus, those of you in this or you in USD PLN, I know some of you in USD PLN, that should be the focus. Managing, holding, focusing on these trades. Professional traders, guys, that's what they do, right? They're not all over the place. They're holding, watching this trade candle by candle, right? Trying to stay with the trade, just like anything else we do, where we are successful at, right? Right? And your goal should be, man, I'm watching it, and I'm hoping it gets to this support resistance right here. And now, if it gets to that resistance, how am I going to manage it? I've got to get my mindset right to now manage it. If it gets to here, I've got to have everything ready to manage that trade, because I know I've got sellers, I've got big sellers waiting right here. So I got in here and I'm walking the trade up. And I know I'm watching, and I know that sellers are right here waiting for me. Right? But I'm in it anyway, knowing that, hey, this is above me here, right? To knock me down. But I'm gonna hold and hold and hold, right? Hoping that the trades that I've built up along the way, right? I can hold those trades, right? And hopefully break out. And then if I break out now, I know I have to continue to manage. I still have all my trades, and I need to continue to manage. It's very, very stressful. And it's very, very hard. That's why we can't focus on too many pairs. And the goal is, I know for new traders, yeah, you trade small, but let's say, one of our larger traders here are trading this, they might have $5,000 here, okay, and adding $5,000 on each level. They can't be all over these pairs. They can't be here and here and here and here, right? I mean, we keep it simple because we have new traders coming in all the time, but this is not a simple, it's not an easy process. We are managing capital. So we're not just getting in and getting out and getting in and getting out, right? And that's why I try to trade, new traders, stay on, don't be all over the place. You're building the skills. So one day you're able to put 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, right? And you can't do that. You can't be all over the place if you've got real capital, right? Now, if you want to stay at 1,000 units, right? A couple of $100, that's different. But even with that, that's still real money, right? All right. So the goal is to hold these trades, find one or two, build, scale up, scale up, scale up, right? Watch your levers, right? Watch the levers. Look what's impossible, what's possible, what's in front of you. Manage that trade all the way up. Watch for sellers. Where are the sellers? Where are the buyers? Where are they waiting? Where the buyers waiting? Peter mentioned this, right? And what the sellers are doing. Those of you who are in dollar Swiss, this should be your concern, right? This should be your concern. Where are the sellers? What am I going to do when they come in? Because they're going to come in, right? And we talked about we're moving up. We're moving up. You guys see we are moving up, right? Every week we are moving higher, and we are moving higher. Hopefully next week, all right, at the end of the week, next week, we could be up in this area here, right? This is very serious. We're getting near where the sellers, where we know sellers are. They're waiting, they're waiting, they're waiting, they're waiting. That's the planning we need to do. And we are hoping that, hey, this time, right, we can see them come in, right? And we can manage the trade, right? And hopefully we get a breakout. That's the work. Peter has done it, Zaire does it, right? Bill is starting to do it really well. All right. That's it. That's trading. That's trading. Randomly getting in, that's not trading, right? Right. This is trading. And we get paid handsomely, right, on the work that we do. All right. I'm done. All right. These are good examples. This dollar trade will provide you guys with a lot of lessons. You stay with these trades, yes, you'll have an opportunity to make some money, but you will learn how to be patient, right? We learn how to catch the rotations, right? And stay in the rotations, right? The yen pairs, that will have a rotation, Gerald. That will come. It will come, right? It will come when we're done with this one. When we're done with this one. All right. All right, guys. Good questions. I hope this was helpful. All right. Follow the signals. Try to really focus on the signals. They work. They do work. All right. RSI, Corey, let me show you how to get your RSI. All right. So RSI is to do, you do this here. You're just going to right click, right click, right click, go to studies here, add studies. All right, add studies, and let me bring it over. All right, and then RSI, just click on RSI and okay, and it will open it up for you, okay? All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, David.
You're welcome, welcome. All right, guys, hold, stay with these dollar pairs, right? I've got a good feeling with dollar Swiss, right? We've got a good target here. I'm hoping that we can get to this target, right? Manage it, all right? And get some buyers to come in, right? That would be awesome if we can get buyers to come in right at this resistance and just push us higher. USD PLN, there's nothing on the forward time frame to stop us. I mean, we would have to look at a daily time frame. Let's see here. Even on the daily, we've broken out on the daily. Look at this, right? Even on, let's see, a weekly time frame. Even on a weekly time frame, look at that. We've broken out on the weekly time frame. Here is resistance right here. We've broken out on the weekly. So guys, let's see the monthly here. Look at that. Even on the monthly, we've broken out. So just understand, when we don't have any resistance above us, price can go anywhere. Just understand, when we don't have any resistance above us, no sellers above us, holding, waiting, right? Price can go anywhere. And this trade, USD PLN, I would say it's our number one, it's the number one dollar pair right now, right? There's no resistance above. No resistance above right now. All right. All right, guys. Have a great night. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, that's our beginners class. So new traders, right? So Corey, you should be in that class, right? Corey, you should be in that class. Gerald,
I'll be there.
Gerald, I think you're fine. All right, but definitely, Corey, you need to be in that class. All right, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.